Alright guys, here's a warm-up. It says graph each on the same graph paper. So go ahead and press pause and see if you can do this on your own. Alright, y is equal to x plus 3. That's a linear equation. It's in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. So our slope is equal to 1 over 1, which is denoted right here, and our y-intercept is equal to 3. So we're going to start at our y-intercept, which is at 3, and we're going to work our slope, which tells us to go up 1 to the right 1, up 1 because it's positive, to the right because it's positive. Make sure you graph a few points and then go down 1 to the left. Don't forget that a positive divided by a positive is the same as a negative divided by a negative. So then we're going to connect our points. Whoops, I didn't hit that very well. And then we're going to graph the second one. This one's in y equals mx plus b. So m is equal to 2 over 1, and the y-intercept b is equal to 3. Let's go ahead and graph those, starting at 3 on the y-axis, which actually intersects at our original line, and then the slope is 2 over 1, which is a positive 2, up to the right 1 because it's positive. So we're going to go 1, 2, to the right 1, 1, 2, to the right 1, 1, 2, to the right 1, or you can go down 2 to the left 1 and plot your points that way. Then go ahead and connect it with a line. Try to go all the way through, farther beyond your points, your first and last point on that. Okay, so that's what it would look like, and we're going to get into equations like this where they actually intersect, and we look for an intersecting point like this one. (5-3) Slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form of a linear equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. M is your slope and b is your y-intercept. If they ask you to identify the slope and the y-intercept of a particular equation, make sure that the equation they give you is in the correct form of y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form, before you pull out the m or the b. In this particular example, they put it in the correct order, so it will be easy for us to identify that the slope is equal to 5, which is 5 over 1, and the y-intercept b is equal to -2, which is where the line will cross the y-axis. If they ask you to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, there's really only two things you need. You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. That's it. Once you have those two pieces of information, you have enough information to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Let's try this one. Before you find the m and the b, you're going to have to make sure you get it into the correct order. So go ahead and take 30 seconds of your own, put me on pause, and unscramble this into the y equals mx plus b form, and then find the m and the b. Go ahead and try it. Okay, first thing you should have done is subtracted your mx over. So subtract 2x from both sides. That will give me -y is equal to, make sure that negative drops down. Now when you put it in the form of y equals mx plus b, understand that you want the mx before the b. So that means the -2x you want to write before the +5. So now that once we have it in the right form, we're able to identify the m and the b. The m is the coefficient in front of the x, which is the -2, and the b is the +5. So that's the M and the B. Make sure you unscramble it before you identify. Oh, you know what? Did you guys catch my mistake? I made a silly mistake. I fell for it. What did I do wrong? Is it in y equals mx plus b form? No, because there is a -1 there. You have to divide everything out by a -1. That will give me y is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay, now I have it in the right form. So my slope is equal to 2, and my y-intercept is equal to -5. So you have to be very careful. Now you can even see that I make those silly mistakes as well. All right, write the equation of the graph. They gave us the graph. It's a line, so we know that we can use y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form of a line. The y-intercept, which is the b, you can find by looking at where the line crosses the y-axis, which is right here. So that means that the b is equal to -2, which is right there. The m is your rise over your run, which is your change in y over the change in x. So if you start at a point, let's start at that point, and let's go ahead and count till we get to a next point that intersects on our grid. We have to go up 2 to the right 1. So up 2 would be a positive, to the right would be a positive. So our slope comes out to a +2 because 2 divided by 1 is 2. So our equation is y is equal to our m, which is 2x minus 2, which is our b. That would be the equation of the graph that they gave us. Write the equation of the line that passes through the points 2, 1 and 5, -8. This is a little more challenging because all they did was give us 2 points. I could get out graph paper, graph the 2 points, and then do what I did in the last problem. Or I could do this algebraically. In other words, I could use the slope formula. We know that this is x and y of the first point, and this is x and y of the second point, and I can use the slope formula, which is actually on your reference sheet, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Go ahead and substitute that in. y2 is -8, minus y1 is 1, all over x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is 2. -8 minus 1 is -9, and 5 minus 2 is 3, and -9 divided by 3 is -3. So that's my slope. Then I need to figure out what my y-intercept is. So one of the things I can use to figure out my y-intercept is use slope-intercept form and look for the b. I need an m, which I just found, and I need an x and a y, which I actually have 2 of them up here. I'm going to go ahead and use the first point. So we'll substitute the 1 in for my y, the m, which I just found is -3, times my x, which is 2, plus b. And simplify and then solve for b. -3 times 2 is -6. Add 6 to both sides. And I get b is equal to 7. Now I have enough information to write the equation of my line. I've got my m and I've got my b. So y is equal to m x plus b. There's the equation of the line that connects these 2 points. A plumber charges a $65 fee for a repair plus $35 an hour. Write an equation to model the total cost y of a repair that takes x hours. What graph models the total cost? All right, so they're charging us $65 for a fee, and then an extra $35 per hour. So Y is the cost of the repair. So Y is equal to, for every hour, it's going to cost us $35. So here's my cost, which is my Y, and here's the number of hours, which is my X. So we have 35 times X plus my fee of $65. So that would be my equation. Graphing that, if you notice the X and Y axes are going up by ones, we're probably going to have to make them go up by tens. And then you would go to 65 and go up 35, 20, 35, and then over 1, which would be there. So this graph is not great because of my coordinates, but it would look similar to that. Guys, these are the problems on page 310. Go ahead and write these down. I'll give them to you again tomorrow, but they're 10, 17, 25, 31, 44, 47, and 64, and 72. We will do these in class, so this is not actually homework because what you have just done was homework. So this will be classwork tomorrow, and we'll do this as a team. Great, thank you.